it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio, and today I'm sharing with you my Pick a Stick Challenge Artist Trading Card for the month of July 2018. Pick a Stick Challenge is a Facebook group brought to you by myself and Peg Robinson, and we offer an art journal page challenge and an artist trading card challenge every month using randomly drawn one-word prompts. So the thing about the challenge is that you need to do the prompts and you need to do them in order, but you can put other things before, after, in between, whatever, if you feel you want to. So I decided to start my artist trading card by using this piece of newspaper print deli paper that someone sent me. It's kind of like a parchment weight printed paper, I guess, to wrap up sandwiches or something, but it's pretty cute. So I took a piece of that and I attached that to my artist trading card. Artist trading cards are 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches, the size of a playing card or like a Pokemon card or baseball card, something like that. They're easily stored in a baseball card, pocket page protector thing. So they're a fun little tiny piece of art. So once that was all stuck down, and my card is made out of 140 pound or 300 GSM watercolor paper, so it's a fairly heavy paper. Then I decided that I needed to use the color for this challenge, which is amber. And this is some Distress Oxide ink from Ranger in the color Fossilized Amber, so it should indeed be amber since it's named that. So I decided to put that over the whole background of my card using an ink blender tool, also from Ranger. The Distress Oxides are a hybrid ink that's got pigment and dye in it, so they're pretty fun and easy to use. They spread nicely because of that pigment ink. So normally on this step I would have dried all this with the heat tool, and you probably noticed there's no heat tool in this video, or maybe you didn't notice, but my heat tool died and I haven't received another one yet. I ordered one from Amazon, but I haven't got it. The little flippy on-offy switch just stopped working. I don't know why. So I decided to get out some, this is a fine line masking fluid in a needle bottle, and I decided for the next step, which is, well, the first step is draw. I didn't really need to draw with a pencil or pen or something, or a crayon even, if I could just draw with this masking fluid in a little needle tip bottle. So I decided to do that, and I didn't want anything specific because I'm still working on my background. So I decided to just draw a series of random circles all over the back of the card. Now, masking fluid is a rubbery stuff that when it's dry, it will seal up all the amber colored background that's underneath it. And then when I remove the masking after I've put something else over the top of it, then the amber color will be revealed underneath. So that is what I was trying to do. I started to have a little bit of trouble with the needle clogging, however. This bottle shouldn't clog because it has that fine little piece of metal that goes down inside the needle, but I needed to go and clear out the underneath side of it and take it all apart, which I did do, and I fixed it, but I didn't want to do that in the middle of my video, so I decided to get out a different type of masking, and actually this makes it more interesting because this makes a wider line. This is a Molotov masking fluid marker, so it has a fatter nib on it. It's got a bullet nib on it, so it gives a variation in the width of my lines for my kind of abstract circles that I'm doing, just drawing them on for fun. Yeah. Because fun. So draw is done. The next step is big. And that's kind of tricky on an artist trading card challenge because pretty much anything is big on that small of a piece of art. So I wasn't sure how I was going to interpret that. These one-word prompts are drawn by stick. So we have a method of doing it, and you get what you get. You don't have a choice as to what steps in what order. So that's what makes this an interesting challenge. That's what it is, a challenge. It's not anything other than a challenge. So, well, interpret the word big any way you want. And I decided, I was looking through this catalog that I had brought home of all different fun things for baking and cake decorating, and I decided to use a picture out of this catalog. And I picked this big pile of macarons. And I thought, okay, for my interpretation of big, I'm going to put a big pile of macarons on my card. So I trim them out of the catalog, and then I'm cutting them out, fussy cutting them, making sure that I get them neatly cut out and that I remove all the white from the background. And then these are going to go on my card. Of course, I'm still like, this masking fluid is not dry yet, and I can't speed it up because I don't have a heat tool, and I'm getting very frustrated. But I'm like, making my plan for when I'm going to put that on there eventually. Eventually, I'm going to put my big pile of macarons on the ATC. So I decide that it's dry enough, and I'm going to put some other colors on my background. And so I'm letting the colors that I choose be dictated by the colors of the macarons. So I've got some seedless grape, some seedless preserves, whatever it is, some spice marmalade, and some cracked pistachio, which match the colors in the picture of the macarons. And I'm just using that same blending tool to blend these across right on top of the masking fluid. And that covers up the amber in the background. And then when I remove the masking fluid, you should see the amber come back. Here again, I wished I could have dried this because I'm like waiting around, hoping it's dry enough. A little bit of my background is peeling up, so I stick it back down with some tacky glue. Sometimes you have weird things on the corner. One fun thing you can do with Distress Oxide is to splatter it with a little bit of water, and it will make these like interesting little white areas, kind of like splatters. So I did that while I was waiting for, to make sure it was dry enough. And then I just said, you know what, I'm going to start the masking fluid removal process. So the masking fluid that comes in the little fine tip bottle removes very easily. It's very rubbery. The kind that comes in the marker is harder to remove, so I need to use a rubber cement removal tool. Unfortunately, that kind of removed some of my ink too, so the background wasn't as dramatic as I would have preferred, but I did get that masking off there. And it removed too much of the ink. But if I was to put the ink back on there, then that wouldn't work because then I'd be covering up my amber colored circles. So I just went with it. So here we have it, a big pile of macaroons. Time to put those on. These are, I guess, French macarons, not macaroons. Macaroons are made with coconut and meringue, and they're more of an American thing. So, I got to make sure I say it right. I've been watching too many baking shows. So I place my big pile of macarons on there, and then the couple extra ones, I just trim those out and add them to the pile. So it is indeed a very delicious looking pile of macarons, which are kind of like almond meringue cookies. They're pretty good. They're pretty light. Had them for the first time when I went to the Tea for Titania, which is a fundraising event for my friend's charity to support therapy dogs for ill patients. And that was the first, I went to the tea, and that was the first time I ever had a macaron, and they were good. So once that's stuck down with my glue stick, that's the permanent craft stick from Elmer's glue. I wasn't going to go with the wetter medium than that because at this point I just need this thing to dry. Not having a heat tool really makes a difference to me. I didn't realize how much I don't like waiting around for things to dry. I really don't like it. So I used a gray Pet Artist pen, which is an India ink marker, and made some shadows around my glued on area. And then the next step was abstract. And I'm like, what am I going to do for abstract? I've already got a picture of macarons. I don't know. Grr. And then I just decided, you know what? I'm going to look up the definition of abstract art, and I'm going to put the definition on the card, and that that solves the problem of not knowing what to do with abstract. So that's exactly what I did. I printed it on my inkjet printer. I stuck it on there, made some black lines around it, and then I put some white spatters on the card, and it was done. And that is July 2018 Artist Trading Card Pick a Stick Challenge. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment or a question below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on your notification bells. Share if you want to. If you know someone who really loves French macarons, not macaroons, macarons. I really like macaroons too. I love coconut. Then, you can share this video with them, and all those things helps my channel grow. All the materials I used will be linked in the description box below if you need to find something that I used. And besides that, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.